Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is Take It to the Hizzy Fantasy Basketball, TITTH number 106. I'm your host, Justin Bruni. I got Blake Jacobs with me tonight. What's up, Blake? How we doing?
Good. How are you, man?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Excited to get another episode in the books here. Blake's out in Nebraska where it's like colder than Antarctica. How are you holding up, man?
Cold.
Cold.
I was worried the car wasn't going to start at one point. You know, you turn it on. Man. I was like, it turned on. We're all good.
Sounds like a lost dog.
Yeah, it did.
Whimpering for a meal. I like it.
Yeah. Yesterday it was negative 18 is what my car said it was outside.
That's absolutely ridiculous. I haven't been in weather like that in a long, long time. I was actually in college, and I think they closed like everything in like the county. You know, like they closed the school, they closed everything. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I was, counting my lucky stars that my car did start. So yeah, well, hopefully you're hunkering down over there. Blake and I are going to be going through the game previews tonight and going through some NBA news and updates. We're missing Tommy and Steve, but looks like they're going to be back next week. Missing you guys. Hope you guys are doing good. Let's see. I'm going on vacation this weekend, so that's going to be nice. Going to be a nice little getaway. Going away for a nice little 3-day trip to the beach. It's going to be cold as hell, but the ocean will be there, so that'll be cool. But other than that, not too much going on. Tonight, going over a couple of my best bets and props. I got Milwaukee, the Bucks, the Hornets, and the Hawks all parlayed into one pick. $10 pays about $56, and then I got a parlay. With three player props, Dylan Brooks over 16.5 points, Kawhi Leonard over 6.5 rebounds, and Lonzo Ball over 5.5 or 4.5 assists. Sorry, needs to hit 5 tonight. Needs to hit 5. Hopefully you guys are grabbing some good bets tonight, taking it to the Hizzy. If you haven't already, please go ahead and smash the like button and share the video. Before we get into our game previews, did you have any best bets or props, Blake?
The game's going on right now. I saw a fun little thing. The last 6 of 6 games, the total for the Toronto games have gone over.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so there you go.
6 in the last 6 games, it's gone over. So you could probably still take it right now if it's close to what it was. If it's close to what it was, I wouldn't mind taking that.
I like that. Going up against Washington, they got a lot of scoring power over there with Beal and Westbrook, so there should be a good pace in that game. I'm not sure what the starting number was. I think it was like 234, 235, but we'll jump into some game updates in a bit. Let's start with our game previews, games that haven't started yet. I'm actually looking here. Hawks and Mavericks have not taken off yet. I'm looking at the Atlanta Hawks at plus 3.5 on the spread, plus 143 on the money line, and over-under is at 231. Dallas Mavericks hosting them here. Last go around, the Hawks beat them. Instantly, what do you think? Can Dallas bounce back? They're doing pretty bad right now.
I think that it'll be closer than a lot of people think.
Okay.
Dallas just beat Boston, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Boston? Or no, they were playing Minnesota the other night. Dallas was playing Minnesota the other night, and they won that game, so they got a little momentum going from that. Granted, Minnesota almost did come back and beat them. I think Beasley went off for like 6 3-pointers in the fourth or something like that. But I would take Dallas over Atlanta in this one. What do you think?
I have Atlanta covering the points here, so I actually got them at +4, which I like. The line's already moved down to plus 3.5. So I think it's going to be a close game. Atlanta has been playing just better basketball recently. Dallas is coming off a couple of wins, back-to-back wins up against Minnesota, like you referenced, and Golden State. Close games, but they got the W's. But that's only 2 out of their 3 wins in their last 10 games. So they've been struggling, and they haven't been covering the spread. Atlanta has, so I'm just going their direction. The trends are going their way right now, and I'm leaning to the under. Was it 14 out of Atlanta's last 19 games have gone to the under? And I think that we just get a little bit of a grittier performance. I was watching an interview from Luka Doncic earlier. He was saying that he isn't playing up to his standard. He's not playing well enough. That kind of like professional, NBA player, basketball player, innuendo type thing, right? He's averaging like 27, 9, and 9. So like, what else do you want him to do? And when kind of like questioned about that, like, hey, bro, like your stats are great. What are you complaining about? He's like, well, my team sucks, or he didn't say as much, but he said, we're tied for like second to last in our conference. So that's a problem. I don't see them getting the W tonight. They're at home, but their defense just isn't there.
And then a lot of it comes to, Tim Hardaway is either hot or cold. And if he's cold, I mean, he takes like 15 shots a game. So if he's not even making, a third of his shots, I mean, they can get in trouble in a hurry. So, yeah, it just depends on how they shoot. If they're shooting, above 50% to, 45% behind the arc, I can see them win this game outright. Well, we could
both be right here. I'm not sure about them covering the points. They've taken it off the board now. So they were at -3.5. Yeah, I mean, if Hardaway is shooting 80% from the field, sure. Yeah, I mean, if they're getting it from the back end guys behind Porzingis and Doncic, then yeah, absolutely. I have Doncic in my monkey knife fight prop going over his number 29.5 points tonight. So I think that he comes to play tonight. It's just he's the only guy doing it consistently, and you can't rely on Hardaway. You can't really rely on Porzingis to hold down his side defensively. He's putting the offensive production there. He grabs rebounds, but I don't have his minus numbers up in front of me, but it's atrocious. He's not playing very good defense. And honestly, when Doncic is out of the game, there isn't much from anyone else either. So I think they could still win. They've been competitive. They've showed some life in their last two games, but I'm going to go with the trendier team in the Hawks and just say that they cover the points here.
Alrighty.
Do you have what did you think about the total, the 231? They going to hit it?
If I like it over. Personally,
okay,
I would take the over.
Yeah, I like the over as far as like the curb appeal from it, but I'm going to go with the trend and just take the under just because that's where Atlanta's been going, and like I said, I think they're going to be the one that either upsets or covers. So it's a slower, grinded out game. All right, next up we got the Clippers going on the road to Minnesota, playing the Timberwolves. Clippers road favorites -8.5 on the spread, -420 bang bang on the money line, and total is at 224.5. We'll start with that. The over under. Is there enough action here from the Minnesota Timberwolves, who are pretty beat up, to go over this 224.5 number?
I think that I'll go over. I also like the 8.5 points. I think it's going to be a blowout.
No Paul George tonight and no D'Lo. Is that correct?
Correct.
I might trend more to the under, but 224 seems low for a team like the Clippers still.
I feel like they're going to be running up and down the floor, just jacking up shots.
Yeah, that's a pretty close one. I feel like I'm going to stay away from that, or at least from that bet, like playing the total.
Right.
Can the Clippers go over 116 points? That's their team point total. I might like that a little bit more. I think they can go over that number.
I do too.
But I don't know if I trust Minnesota to play their role.
What's their over under?
107.5. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I wouldn't touch that, obviously.
Yeah. No D'Lo, obviously no Karl Anthony Towns, but he was actually listed as questionable tonight. So it's looking like he's getting closer. He could be coming back soon.
He'll be close, probably within this in the end of this month, probably.
Mm-hmm. Fantasy owners rejoice.
Yeah, for sure. Much needed. I'm sure. How long has he been out? A month, 2 months now?
Close. I think it's 3 weeks plus now. But it's just nonstop. It's the wrist, and then it was COVID. I got a ton of respect for the dude.
Either.
Yeah, you're right. I just got a ton of respect for the dude. Everything that he's going through. No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I think we're both in agreement that the Clippers are going to win the game, but do they cover the 8.5? I'm going to say yeah. I think it might be too low. I feel like this was at 9.5 or 10 earlier.
I love it.
Yeah, so you're getting a few more points here. Holding your cards close to the last minute here with the Clippers and the Timberwolves. Blake and I are both agreeing to take the spread there at 8.5. Way better odds than the money line that's paying at bing bing -420. Next matchup we have is the Charlotte Hornets going to Memphis. Right now the Hornets are +2.5 on the spread, +118 on the money line, and over under is at 224. Charlotte's been playing pretty good ball here. Can they keep up the pace up against the Grizzlies at home, who are struggling? They've dropped 4 in a row.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love the +2 points. Loving that.
I'm taking it. I got it in my 3-game parlay, so I agree with that. Honestly, I don't hate riding the Hornets wave here. Just take them on the money line. You're getting plus value. They're a hot team. LaMelo Ball is on fire. He's on fire. Exactly. We'll get to the Rookie of the Year race here later on in the show. But he's rolling right now. Now that he's in the starting lineup, the points, the assists, he's grabbing a handful of rebounds every game. He's looking great. He's got to stay in the starting lineup. I'm going to ride the wave. I'm going to say that they just outright win here on the road. Memphis, they're struggling. They're struggling to find their identity again. This team was great before they got their games postponed, went out with COVID, super profitable, completely reversed. What's going on here? Where's Kyle Anderson? Where's our guy?
Valanciunas is hurt, isn't he? Or he was hurt?
Let's see if he's out of this game here. Get the old lineup pulled up here. Is that really it? Is it just him? Because I feel like
Devontae Graham is out for Charlotte.
Okay, so you got pulled up.
Memphis. They have Melton out. They have Jaren Jackson Jr. out.
Okay.
And Brandon Clark, and that's about it.
They need them all, apparently. They need every piece.
I know that Valanciunas was out for like a week or so. So
they've dropped four. They've dropped their last four. So I mean, it's been pretty consistent. And before they were just a team that was just bang covering. No more. It's gone. It's cold.
They just got Morant back a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, but even when he came back, it was still the same story. It's just been, to me, it's been since the COVID return, since they got back from their stay away, their postponement.
Right.
So that's driving me nuts right now.
They had that whole week.
Right, exactly, and it's played an effect on them, or it's had an effect on them, right? I'm with you on the Hornets covering. I like the Hornets to win outright. The total's at 224. Do we go over?
I'd take the over.
Yeah, I like the over too. I have Dylan Brooks in my triple prop parlay over 16.5 points. He's been doing well recently, coming off a 22-point performance. So I'm riding him as well. I think he's going to push the pace tonight for the Grizzlies. But I do believe the Hornets do come out with the victory here. Next up, we got the Pelicans visiting the Chicago Bulls. Pelicans road favorites -2.5 on the money line, -2.5 on the spread, -140 on the money line. Over under is at 229.5. What do you think about this one? Can my baby Bulls get it done? They're really cold, and they're like younger than man. They're younger than babies.
I think that that -2.5 for the Pelicans is a gift. No offense to your Bulls, sir, but
they're not looking good right now. They're really not.
It looks about 59% of the betting is going towards that 2.5 points to the Pelicans.
Yeah, I mean, I got another prop on Lonzo Ball going over his assist total, so I'm feeling like Zion's going to dominate tonight. Zion is really close to like being in the top 10 for player efficiency rating in advanced stats. He's doing really, really well recently, especially in the past couple of weeks here. The rebounding percentage is there, the true shooting percentage is there. He's climbing up the board here, and he's become the identity of that Pelicans roster. So I'm loving it. I want more Zion, less Ingram and Lonzo. Keep that trend going, and they're going to have success, and they're going to have success tonight. I do have them covering the 2.5. Not loving the Bulls on the money line. I mean, I like the +120 at home. They're cold. Maybe they could get right tonight, but they're going to need a ton out of Lauri Markkanen. He's going to get bodied up by Zion. It's going to be a complete mismatch. Adams is in the paint, and he
Markkanen
can play the
out.
Oh, he's out now. Damn, that's
he's
even
out
worse.
Indefinitely.
Even worse. What just happened? He's been on fire.
Shoulder injury.
Not surprised. We got Wendell out indefinitely. We got Markkanen out indefinitely. Hutch is out indefinitely. Porter now. I dropped Porter. I was flirting with keeping Porter. I was like, man, I got to hang on to this guy. He's going to get healthy in a couple of days. Production will be there. No, I held on to him probably for a week too long.
You lose Porter. Does that mean you pick up, a Denzel Valentine or?
No, that is not the name to say in front of me, man. It's Thad Young. No, not Denzel. I hate Denzel Valentine. I don't understand why they just keep bringing this dude back either. Like, he's just a frustrating player to watch. He can hit some wide open threes every now and again. His claim to fame was he won, I think, the Bulls, the NBA, or the Summer League championship with a buzzer beater 3 his rookie season. Woo! That was cool. His Summer League, his rookie season, 5 or 6 years ago, however long it's ridiculous.
Right.
I have no idea why. Honestly, this dude's a G League player, in my opinion. I'm not a fan. Thad Young, he'll get some more minutes, he'll get some more time, but it's not going to be like elite numbers or anything like that.
What do you think of your boy Williams so far this year?
Enjoying it. Enjoying it. The dude's 19. I think people need to keep that in the back of their heads. Like, he's still really young. Yes, he's not Tyrese Halliburton. Yes, he's not LaMelo Ball. He's not Anthony Edwards, like athleticism wise, but he can do a lot for this team. You know, he recorded like his first double-double the other night. Cool. Hats off to him. But he can play defense with the best players in the league. Like, I'm not saying at an elite pace, but he can keep up with LeBron. You know, he can keep up with Tatum. I'm not saying he's going to completely house him or shut him down, but he can run with them. You know what I mean? So 2 more years, third year in the league, I'm gonna be excited. I don't hate it. Was it a reach for where he was drafted? Yes.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
It was a reach, kind of like how my Bears, you know, reached on Cole Kmet. Good pick, but it's still a reach, right? You know, like, he would have been there for you in your second round pick probably. But, you know, it's still a reach, but whatever. It's a good pick. The player will work out in the long run. I feel very confident, barring injury, long-term injury, or anything crazy happens to him, he's going to work out in the league. And if he doesn't work out with us, hopefully we trade him and leverage somebody else to us, because, man, we are young, and still young. I wanted Chris Paul so bad this offseason. Like, that just would have – I mean, him and another, like, really experienced guy, like, you know, we're going to get to the Nets here in a bit and kind of their troubles and their woes. Deandre Jordan not happy right now. He's a guy I'd love to have on the Bulls roster. I'd love to have Deandre Jordan right now. We're going to be running Thad Young at the 4 and 5 tonight. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's rough.
Come on. I'd take that dude in a heartbeat, just because of the experience and, you know what he can provide to these young guys. Sorry, I'm watching Dallas and Atlanta right now. Dallas is up 14. Dallas is up 14-12. Porzingis driving the paint, doing nothing, getting stripped. All right, we got a little sidetracked here with my my Bulls. Next up, we got the Cleveland Cavaliers visiting the Denver Nuggets, plus 9.5 on the spread for the Cavs. Ouch, not betting on that. Plus 395 on the money line. Over under is at 219.5. We'll start there. Can we hit the over at 218.5, Blake?
I would stay away from this game if you could.
I recommend it as well. Both teams are bad. Yeah.
If I was going to choose, I'd say the under.
Has Denver lost 3 in a row or 4 in a row? I know Cleveland's lost like 7. So,
I trying to pull it up.
Like the meme of a blind man picking his porn. This game is it.
Right.
This game is it. Like, it's bad on bad.
Denver's won 2 of their last 3, and they lost 2 of their last 3, and Cleveland's won 2 of their last 3.
Oh, that's different. I thought Cleveland was on the drop.
Cleveland's won 2 of their last 3 in the last 3 games.
What are they on the spread? Maybe that's what I'm looking at, or we're remembering in the back of my head.
What's the spread of the game?
No, they're Cleveland's. I'll pull it up here. Give me 1 second. Yeah, they're 0-7. I'm sorry, in their last 7 games ATS. That's my bad. So against the spread in their last 7 games, Cleveland is 0-7. So if there is a pick here, if you want to follow the trend, just take Denver to cover, but I don't like it. You know, they're not playing great basketball right now.
And that under for this game, Cleveland's gone in 5 of their last 7 games. It's gone under for Cleveland. Okay,
so I'm just going to take the over then, because I would assumably pick the under, and then it would just flip me.
Oh, yeah.
So take the over, people, because my instinct says take the under, and that's just going to be absolutely wrong following that trend. I think, especially if
gone under in 6 of Cleveland's last 7 games against an opponent in the Northwest Division.
Oh, whoa. The Northwest. Stop traffic. Shit. Yeah. We're getting deep there on that one.
That altitude might slow them down a bit today.
Yeah, take the over. It'll be a weird game. Neither of these teams are playing that great of basketball right now. All right, next one up, definitely a little bit of a better matchup. It's not great, still lopsided, but Oklahoma City, plus 12 on the road up against the Lakers, plus 640 on the money line. Lakers minus 900. Wow. LeBron and Davis must have been confirmed to play in this game. Over under is at 217. What are you thinking here? I like the over 217.
I do as well.
I think that's too low for this Lakers roster. Even these backup guys, Caldwell Pope, was it THT, Talon Horton Tucker, whatever.
Right.
These guys are playing really well. Even Marc Gasol, Kuzma, I think they can drive that number. Over 217 is too low for this Lakers team that's playing really well. What do you think about OKC covering the spread? Plus 12.
I like it.
I do too. They're a gritty team. And the Lakers really haven't been covering that often. Were they like 2-5 in their last 7, something like that? ATS?
Let me look. Yeah, it's 2-6 ATS
2
in
and
the last 8 games.
8.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think there's some value there for OKC to cover. I want to see. Do you have it up if those 2 big men are confirmed to be in this game?
It says that LeBron is probable, and then it says Davis is a question mark.
Man, that's crazy that they still have the number that low live without them 100% confirmed. I mean, LeBron's going to play. I'm pretty positive. This is kind of like a Bill Belichick thing with the injury report, just constantly messing with people. He's always on the report. Like, he is always on there, right?
Same thing with Davis.
Yeah, but Davis has missed a few games. He's missed like 2, 3. So it's a little bit more up in the air. I only need one of them in the game to hit the number for sure. So I'm absolutely hammering that total. Lakers on the money line. Obviously, we're not getting any value there, so that sucks. But whatever, we're picking them to win. Of course, I don't think we're going to lose that bet. But I think there is some real value in OKC covering. Like Blake and I said, they're a gritty team. All right, next up we got the Bucks visiting the Suns. Bucks are minus 4.5 on the spread, favored on the road, minus 178 on the road money line, and the over under is at 229. Instantly, I like the over here. What do you think?
Hold on, I'm pulling it up here. We got minus 4.5. I'm gonna see if there's anybody in or out of this game that is relevant here.
Chris Paul was questionable, but I think he makes the cut. I think he gets in there. Atlanta now up 17-14, covering that spread. Let's go.
So we have Drew Holiday. We have Drew Holiday out of this game, and that does matter. We have Chris Paul as a question mark.
I should have taken the DiVincenzo assist prop then. I thought he was going to make it in. He was sitting at like 3.5 assists.
Grab Augustine if you need some help, or maybe we got Bryn Forbes there now too.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? Since we're at the end of the card here, I'll actually pull up the props for that game. We can jump into some player props as well. But do you like the Bucks to cover? I like them to cover in this road game, 4.5 points.
If Paul plays, I kind of would go the other direction and go the plus points for Phoenix. Personally, Phoenix always plays gritty basketball at home, especially.
And they've been covering recently as well. Like they've been covering the number. I guess just that beautiful warm weather. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's
dry climate.
They like to play in their own arena.
They are 14-9 on the season across the spread. But I believe they've covered. Are they 5-0 in their last 5 games across the spread, or 5-1? It's something ridiculous. They've made a lot of ground on that ATS record in their last
6-1 in their last 7.
There it is. Like in their last 7 games, they've really hit that stride, right? So 14-9. If you take away 6 of those, they've really hit it recently. So I'm going to go the other direction. The Bucks are a different monster. They're a different beast. They do have that good depth there. They're starting to give Giannis a little bit more time on the floor, and I think they're going to have to tonight in this game up against the Suns, where it should be close. And I think they pull away at the end. I think they can win this game by 5. And they're still, in my opinion, the better team. The Suns, they play in the West, but some of these Eastern teams, they're just solid. And honestly, they're beating each other up. Like Philly and Boston. Even the Hawks, this is a good team that's starting to catch their stride, but they just beat each other up because they're just, always playing down to their level. Even like the Nets, like they're really cold right now, but their last win came up against the Clippers. It doesn't make sense. It's almost like when there is that playoff environment or that really good matchup, some of these teams, do they just rise to that occasion? And I'm saying the Bucks continue to do that tonight. But you are right. Phoenix is really hot right now, especially at home.
They're getting Jay Crowder back possibly tonight too, and he can defend. Mm-hmm. He can defend Giannis well if he's playing. So
I need Sarge back. I got him storing away on my injury spot. I'm like, when this guy comes back, he's going to be something. So I wanted to stash him away.
It's always a good idea to grab some injured players and stash them. I know I see a lot of people in our league that don't have anybody in their injured, or their IL spots. Mm-hmm. I mean,
just
pick somebody up and put them in there, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the next day you can, use another ad. I recommend do it when you have a lead and you have, ads to burn,
Exactly.
If you're in the middle of an intense matchup going back and forth, you're dueling between 2 and 3 categories or something like that, and you only got 4 or 5 moves, given your league, whatever the parameters are, you got to be careful. It's all about roster management. You got a 7-2 lead, 6-3 lead, something like that, 2 to 3 extra ads to blow. Yeah, absolutely. Grab somebody. All right, in this game, the Bucks and the Suns. I'm going to go over assists first. Excuse me. Booker over 5.5. Can he hit it? Can he hit 6 assists in this game?
Devin Booker 6 assists. I would stay away from that.
I agree as well. DiVincenzo, he's at 2.5. Should I take it? I feel like I should take it. 2.5 assists. Yeah,
I love it.
With Holiday out, I'm gonna fire up $5 on that. I'm gonna fire up $5 on that.
I have an announcement here. We have Anthony Davis. He is out.
Ooh, Anthony Davis is out. We should check that live line really quick. Maybe I wonder if they would potentially even move it down. They have not. So ouch. But I still love that number 217. I still love it. I think. Do we have a confirmation on LeBron? I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's playing, right?
I would assume that there should be a confirmation now since we have a confirmation on Davis.
Okay. All right. Next up, we got Giannis, 6.5 assists. I'm going to take the under there.
Still a game time decision. You're taking the under on what?
A Giannis under 6.5 assists. LeBron will play. Don't worry about it. He's going to play.
Under.
Yeah, I agree. Under for sure for Giannis. I think we're going to get some other guys moving the ball around. You know who I do like to hit 6.5 is Chris Middleton. I think he gets over the 6.5. It's actually paying even money. Yeah, it's actually paying even money both ways. He's been a key guy for this offense, man.
Yeah, and he's probably going to be having the ball in his hands a lot more with Drew out.
I feel like Giannis gets so propped up for the MVP conversation because people say like, well, he doesn't have that second guy there. I think Chris Middleton has really put up the performance and the production this year to put himself into that duo conversation.
What's his over under for points?
I don't know. I got to back up to it. Hang on one sec. For points, Middleton's only at 21.5. I liked him to hit that number as well.
I'd feel more comfortable taking the over on that than the assists.
No, we could also look at 3-pointers made too, but that gets a little bit deeper into it. Let's stay steady here with assists. I got Mikal Bridges 2.5. I like that number as well.
Assists?
I like him to hit over 2.5 assists.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
It's giving me plus money on it. I really don't hate it. Three assists.
Especially if Paul sits.
Yeah, in a fast-paced game where they're going to have to keep up the pace here with the Bucks, I like it. Let's go over to rebounds. We'll come back to points because the points has the most options. Bobby Portis 6.5 rebounds. Can he hit it? Plus money to hit the over here.
He's been, coming off the bench and playing 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. He's been productive, but that just seems like a lot.
That does seem like a lot for him. I'm going to take the under there.
Yeah.
Brook Lopez 5.5. I'm going to take the under.
Rebounds?
Yeah. These are all rebounds.
What's he averaging? He's not averaging over 6 rebounds a game.
Brook Lopez.
Gotta be. I mean, what's he doing? Is he spreading the floor for Giannis and getting the hell out of the paint or what?
That's what everybody does. What do you mean?
Yeah.
That's what everybody does.
That must explain why he's not getting any rebounds, I guess.
His last couple games, 7, 5, and 6. So he flirts with it.
I'd just stay away from that.
Yeah, I'd stay away from it as well. But I'm taking the under. They got DeAndre Ayton at 11.5. I'm going to take the under there as well.
I'd go over on Ayton.
Okay, all right. I don't hate it. What do you think about Book?
Like we were saying, they're going to be trying to spread the floor. Who knows where Brook's going to be? Is he going to be under the basket?
True. And Ayton, he's going to be in the lane. That's
exactly.
A spot,
he ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. Booker, I like his number 3.5 rebounds. I'm going to take the over there.
I like that.
Yeah, I think that's a little too low. I think 4.5 or 5 might scare people away a little bit more. DiVincenzo's at 4.5. I'm going to take the under. Not really interested in going after a guy like him to grab a rebound prop. What do you think?
Right. I agree with that.
Giannis is at 11.5, dueling Ayton. Does he get it? I'm going to say yeah. I'm going to say over 11.5 for Giannis. Yep.
Yes.
Agreed.
He'll probably end up with 15.
Chris Middleton. I like this number for Chris Middleton as well. He's at 5.5. Give me the over.
Love that.
Give me a 25-7-7 night. 25-7-8.
He'll probably have that at half.
I hope he's on my fantasy squad. I love it.
Right.
Mikal Bridges 4.5. I like the over there as well. Bridges is getting it done lately. Got him in my DFS lineup tonight.
Agree.
All right, points. Here we go. Bobby Portis 9.5. Can he hit that?
Yes.
I'm going to say he does. He's been, when they use him on the floor, he's getting those easy open buckets off of Giannis,
he's
dishing off the
threes
paint
too.
No, that's what Bobby Portis does. Brook Lopez 12.5 points.
No.
Yeah, I'm sick the under. Deandre 8 and 13.5. Give me the over. I think that's too low.
Agree.
Booker 24.5.
If Paul sits, I'll take it, but he's just so streaky. I'll take the over, but I'm not going to like it taking it. I'm not going to actually take it, but if you have to, if I'm picking one, I'm going over.
I'm going to take it. I think he's gonna answer the call tonight. They're going to need him. Even with Paul coming in, he's going to be a little bit banged up. So I'm going to take him to score 26 to 28 points. DiVincenzo 10.5. I like it.
Love it.
Yep, DiVincenzo's pretty solid. Shoots a lot of threes. Giannis 29.5. I'm going to take the under on the points.
Agree.
Think he distributes a little bit more tonight. Chris Middleton 21.5. I'm taking the over there as we already discussed. What do you think? 21.5? Middleton?
Yeah, over for sure.
Okay, sorry. And then Mikal Bridges, 12.5 points. What do you think?
I'll go over that.
Yeah, I need it. He's in my DFS lineup, so I sure as hell hope he does. All right, cool. So let's jump over to some live betting updates. Some of the games that are going on right now. I got Atlanta and Dallas up in front of me, but they're at commercial.
27-27.
Ooh, the Raptors putting a hurting on the Wizards, 74-61 at break time, as the sports books like to say. Raptors right now.
We're saying that game was going to go over, and it's looking well like it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 74-61. So what's that, 135? Yeah, looking great. You're looking at like a 270 total here. Let's go. Fire it up.
Right.
Smash the like button and share the video, guys. All the value tonight. They have a live total of 250, Blake. I'm still taking the under. I'm still taking the under.
Yeah.
I mean, we're on pace for what? What did I just say? 270. So I'm gonna still stay under 250. I think they go a little cold here, a little cold. But my goodness, that's wild. We're looking at a 13.5 point spread here for the Raptors. I'm gonna take the Wizards to cover 13.5. What do you think?
I'm gonna go the opposite way. I think that Toronto
Raptors break it open. The Raptors break it open. Break it open, saying no thanks. I mean, they're in Washington too. What a disappointment.
They're just playing like shit.
The Mavs are winning. The Mavs are winning. They're up now 30-27 with a minute left in the first. So Hawks still covering, but right now you can get the Hawks up another point to start the game. Where they were at plus 3.5. Now they're at plus 4.5. I took them at plus 4 earlier. Live total here is 236.5. It's still a little high, I feel like, especially for the Atlanta Hawks. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm going under on this one.
Yeah, I like the under here. What do you think about the pace of play, though, right now? Actually, I'm behind. Television-wise, I'm behind, but live, Mavs are up 3 points. You still saying the Mavs are going to cover?
Yes, I am.
All right, they got a little bit of work to do here.
4 points, right?
It's 4.5 live.
4.5. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, literally, as I said that, by the way, they're adjusted it to 3.5.
I've been watching them, and they're playing very well so far. Oh, we got Danilo Galinari back. Look at that.
Gallinari's looking good for the Hawks.
Turned it over, as you said that.
He's back. I was about to say his minutes limitation is up to 30 minutes. So woohoo for the Hawks. That should help out. They're hurting. I feel like from Bogdanovich being out. Every good team needs a Bogdanovich. Just asked Utah.
Veliki baller.
Baliki baller Bogdan.
Yes,
I like saying that. Sorry.
I know.
It's my fantasy team name for all y'all out there. Let's see. I just saw the turnover by Gallinari. Or actually, it wasn't a turnover, but sure as hell looked like it. Sure as hell looked like it went off his foot. Luka had the same look on his face too. He was like, I'm pretty sure that went off his foot, but he's from the Euro League, so I don't care. Whatever. All right. let's jump into some Brooklyn talk. We always got to talk about Brooklyn every week about how great their offense is and how terrible their defense is. Blake, I don't understand this, and you may have the odds up in front of you. I don't know, but we got to get them up. How in the world are the Nets the second favorite option to win the NBA championship and the odds favorite to win the Eastern Conference? They have 12 losses, Blake. They can't play defense.
I'm not sure right now. I know that what did you say? Jordan's not happy there right now.
They were in a confrontation last night. Harden, Deandre Jordan. With basketball, this is the sport. You can't hide from us. You can't hide from the fans. Right. All right, we are in your face. It's the most up in your face, game is essentially, right? No helmets. We can see all their reactions. We can see everything that's going on. Last night, it wasn't there for DeAndre Jordan and James Harden. They were not on the same page. There is some confrontation right now in the locker room. They can't play defense. I just don't understand it. Like, where is all this love coming from? Like, they need home court in the playoffs to make a run. I don't believe they're going to have it. What do you think?
You can turn it around pretty quick. And they have obviously the offense to do it. The question is their depth. That's the biggest question for me. It's just depleted. You've got rid of LeVert. Dinwiddie's out. I mean, who's the next guard behind him?
Shamet?
It's just, Shamet and
Shumpert now? It's Iman Shumpert and Shamet?
Iman Shumpert. Yeah, it's Landry Shamet. But yeah,
Shamet.
Maybe a trade could be happening that.
Maybe. I just don't understand why they got rid of Jared Allen. Like, that was terrible for them.
I don't know either. Maybe they thought someone else was going to come.
I mean, cheers to them for dealing Karis LeVert. Like, I love Karis LeVert, but if he didn't have the situation that has kind of come about with like him having cancer and getting everything removed and probably being out for the season, the Nets wouldn't have got anything from him. So that's great because they sold him high when he immediately went low. But Allen has just been the steady the course. Like,
this is another question. Would they even have found that cancer had he not been traded? Would he still be playing right now?
I don't know, but when he was playing, he was literally one of the most efficient players in the league. He was in the top 10. He was a top 10 for player efficiency rating before he got traded. He gets traded. He gets a physical. He's got cancer. I think it was in his thyroid or something like that.
Kidney. I thought it was kidney or something.
Something where it was operable, and they just took it out. He's fine now. He's good to go. So that's great. Awesome. I love it. Awesome for him because he's going to have a future still in the league. But yeah, I mean, in the Nets scenario, they won in the sense they didn't wind up losing two players because if they only got rid of LeVert and not Allen, if they'd gotten rid of Allen and not LeVert, they would have lost two players completely, right? So that's fine, but they have to supplement, Allen's production somehow, and they're just not getting it done in the paint. Green and Harris have been pleasant surprises behind the superstars. They've been awesome. They're shooting the ball very well. They're getting the open looks, but they're not defending just the same as the elite players aren't defending. You're getting that first step on Irving. You're getting that first step on Harden. And then when, once you get by him, there's nobody there.
Exactly.
Kevin Durant doesn't have elite, post defense right now. Does he look like a mirror of his younger self offensively? Yeah. Yeah. And that's why I feel the team is just so good offensively. You have players putting up, the best offensive contributions they've had in a long time, but it's not there on defense. And if they do play good defense in the playoffs, do they still get the same fourth quarter offense?
And that's exactly what's happening. They're letting teams get right back into the game. So yeah, Brooklyn will get hot and go on a 10-point scoring run and then just give it all right back in 3 minutes.
Yeah, they'll be just as cold. They'll be just as cold right away. And what's disappointing for me is just the regular season versus playoff theme, right? Like, everyone is expecting that, come playoffs, they'll play better. Come playoffs, they'll play better. They'll play playoff basketball. Well, you have to play playoff basketball before you get there. I'm sorry. You have to go through that stretch. Their last win came up against the Clippers. I feel like, yeah, they are a roster that plays to their competition, but they've lost 3 in a row. Like they can't do that all season long and expect like, oh yeah, last 20 games, last 30 games, we're going to turn it on. We're going to take it to teams. To me, it's just irresponsible by the sports books to be putting them this high. I mean, everybody watching this, what you need to take away from this episode is not to put any money on the Nets to go deep in the playoffs. Don't pick them to even go to the Eastern Conference Championship. I'm saying they're not even going to make it. Maybe they make it out of the first round, but they're not making it out of the second because they're not going to host a home game in the second round. I guarantee it.
Right.
It's just not going to happen. Or I'm sorry, they're not going to have the home court advantage in the second round.
Exactly right.
Any teams in particular that you like at odds, to make the run here? For me, I like the Celtics and the 76ers.
Those are obviously the 2 favorites. But other than that, the next team that you automatically think of is either Miami or Brooklyn. I mean, is there anyone else? Do you like Indiana still? I
like Indiana, but man, they have got to be consistent. They are just night and day. I have them to cover tonight up against the Nets, but that's because Durant's out. I think that the Pacers will, they'll rise to the occasion because they're another team that just plays really streaky basketball. The Celtics, they don't have a great, win-loss record. I think they're 12-11 right now. But when I watch them play, they still look like the most complete team to me. They play very good team basketball. They play, good offense and defense. And come playoffs, if we're expecting the Nets to get it right, well, what about these other teams that are still fine-tuning, like the Celtics, like the 76ers? Yeah.
Well, and then I'll give you 2 more. Of course, you got the Bucks. They're going to be in it.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, the Hornets just look great right now. And I hope they make it because I want to see them play a series.
We could potentially see. Let me look at this here. Like, who are the Nets even looking at in the first round right now? Atlanta. That's not a good matchup for them. They've lost to Atlanta.
Wouldn't it be the Hornets?
I'm seeing 3. Was it 1 to 8?
It'd be 3-6, 3 and 6.
Oh, I'm sorry, 3. I'm sorry, 3-6. I thought they were at 4. So yeah, they are ahead of Boston right now because they've played more games. Sorry, right. I don't believe that they will finish ahead of Boston. But yeah, if we put them at 3 based off of the wins and not the percentage, then yeah, they would play Charlotte. And they've also lost to Charlotte. So yeah, right. I don't love it. Would they beat Charlotte in the first round? Probably. But I don't see them finishing at the 3 spot. I see them finishing at probably 4 or 5. They're going to be a borderline team to get home court. And if they're the 5, let's say they're playing Indy and they're the 5 seed, they could potentially not make it out of the first round. Would I bet on it? No. I bet on it to go 7 games. The second that they listed that matchup with the Nets on the road, I would bet that series to go 7 games in a heartbeat. Even if they make it to the second round, again, 7 games in an instant. No problem. Easy money, in my opinion. I don't think that they're a team that's going to challenge playoff teams on the road. So it's as simple as that. I don't think they have the numbers to do it.
I agree.
You were talking about a trade being, needed. If they get if they get DeAndre Drummond from Cleveland, then yeah, sure. Like I'll start feeling that. I'll start dancing to that tune, right?
So
but it's been weeks.
That would, how would that ever happen? Because you already sent Allen there. All right, now feed us.
Exactly. But that's the thing. As I was going to say, is for weeks ago they were saying, oh well, Drummond's going to get bought out. He's going to get bought out of his contract in Cleveland. And I'm like, why? Right. And it hasn't happened. So I'm glad that was my call. But I still don't understand where that was coming from, and that might still be in the midst. That might still be in play. I don't know. Honestly, if they got any depth center, a big body guy with experience that doesn't care about scoring, that only wants to grab rebounds, they're going to be sitting pretty. Yeah, they're going to be sitting pretty. Who that guy is, I don't know.
Yeah, no clue. Like if they could somehow get Vooch, that would be sweet, but I don't think they can afford it.
It won't happen. It won't happen. Yeah, again, I don't think they finish in the third spot. I give them fourth or fifth at best. Boston is a better team. You're saying Charlotte's, on the come up. I agree. They're 12-13. They win tonight. They're at 500. 500 puts you at the fifth seed right now at the East, 12-12 with the Pacers. But I think they go over the number this evening. And if they do, that would put the Brooklyn Nets at 14-13. So again, this is the league's king team, apparently. Odds favorite to win the East. By the way, Blake, they're not odds favorite to win their own division. Riddle me that. How are the 76ers favored to win their division, but the Nets are ahead of them to win the conference and the NBA championship? How? Yeah, you tell me. Guys, they're trying to mess with you. Don't do it. Don't do it. Grab the Celtics, grab the 76ers at value, if you're a bettor that wants to get in on a number early for, playoff odds. This is the time to do it. I mean, this is how people make money, betting. They get these, odds really early on. We see those tickets on social media all the time. It's like, oh, this guy, bet every single championship. He bet the NBA winner, the NFL winner, the MLB winner. Oh, they just picked all teams from Florida. Miami would have cashed it, but
not about That would have
Miami
been awesome if you just bet for them to go. If you did that at the beginning of the year, you probably would have cashed a pretty penny.
Well, what, the Rays, the Lightning, and now the Buccaneers?
Yeah, look at them.
I mean, something's in the water, man. I don't know. Doncic was definitely fouled on that 2-pointer in the paint there.
Yeah,
Dallas now up 34 or
somehow got it to go.
Speaking of Doncic bitching all the time, he was also talking about that in the interview. He was like, "Yeah, I got to stop that. I got to knock that off. I got to be a better teammate." And he said, he's like, who was it? I think it was Stephen A. Smith who was saying, he's like, "Do you notice it that you're doing it?" He's like, "Yes, I do. Yes, I understand that I'm yelling at everyone, teammates, referees. It's who I am, and I got to knock it off."
I still don't think he's right after getting hurt in the bubble last year.
27, 9-9, not right. He's almost averaging a triple double.
I'm worried about it. I'm just saying,
I hear you.
He's still scoring, but he looks kind of sore or something. I don't know.
He's just frustrated, I think, with the performance of the team. They were a 7 seed last year to finish out the year, tied for second for last in the conference. Yikes. Right. They honestly, I don't love Porzingis. I don't love him in the system there. Yeah. I bet they like playing with each other, but I don't think it creates a good formula for success right now. I don't see it.
He's kind of overrated in my opinion.
I agree. I think I think we saw his better days were in New York, to be honest with you.
For sure.
Yeah, I don't love the combo there. Certainly not an elite duo like your guys in Jaylen Brown and Tatum up in Boston. So yeah, I think they should try to move on from this guy. Honestly, I'd be willing to do a trade for him.
Right.
Get him out of there. Get somebody else. I just don't know what you'd get in return. I don't see any big names coming in for Porzingis. So, speaking of some all-stars, you have the voting numbers pulled up. We can go over those a little bit here. React to some of the top names.
Eastern Conference here first.
Yeah, go ahead. Quick before we start, do you have an ideal?
You want me to just say who's in first? Or you want me to say how many votes?
I was going to ask you first who you think who your starting 5 would be. I asked Steve last week. I just wanted to get your thoughts.
For the East?
Yeah.
Or both sides?
We'll do all the East first, and then we'll move over to the West.
For my East guards, I would probably go Kyrie and either Harden or Beal.
Okay.
It's
got a lot of fan appeal. It's got a lot of fan appeal.
Yep.
All right. Backcourt, I like your boy Jaylen Brown and Beal. I like those.
Yep. I like Brown there.
Mm-hmm.
For the front court here, East, I will go Durant, Giannis, and Tatum.
Durant, Giannis, and Tatum. I'm trying to think of another big man. Giannis.
I mean, if I'm gonna go
Giannis
center,
and Durant for sure. Giannis and Durant for sure. I was just trying to think of another big man. Who are you gonna say?
maybe Randall. I mean, I like Randall over Embiid at this point. I think Embiid's more of the, shiny object per se, but Randall's been having a really good season so far.
I got to go Embiid, man. I got to go Embiid.
And
right now, behind LeBron, he's the top MVP candidate, and in my opinion, he's ahead of LeBron. He's ahead of LeBron because oh yeah, absolutely. If you go into, I mean, I just wrote an advanced stats article. Everybody out there, go jump on that at tothehizzy.com. But man, you run through some of those things: player efficiency rating, usage, true shooting percentage, total rebounding percentage. Embiid is ahead of him in like all those numbers. The only stat where LeBron is over Embiid in any of these advanced stats or just in general, assists, because he's a great distributor. But for what Embiid is doing for his team, how responsible he is for all the total production, because Simmons is there and Simmons is playing very well, but he is not putting up the same type of production as Embiid right now. If Embiid isn't in the lineup, this team is not the same squad. They're just not the same. With LeBron out, you can have some success with Davis there, and even some of their back end guys like Dennis Schroeder's playing very, very well. He's doing, I would say, more for his roster than Ben Simmons is for the 76ers. So yeah, I'm putting Embiid ahead of him, and right now we're getting some odd value with that. We'll get to that here in a little bit, but yeah, I got to go with Embiid over Randall for the starting lineup for sure. Like I said, like all the numbers I just ran through, he's either top 5 or top 10 in those categories that I mentioned. So yeah, I got to go Embiid all the way. I like Randall is first off the bench
reserve
type of guy. Yeah, oh hey, that's cool to see him really high in the voting or something like that.
Right.
I don't know if he'd be productive enough to go over the top of a guy like Embiid, especially for the star value too. But what do you got for the vote wise? How are people chiming in on this?
So the voting for these guys, we got Bradley Beal number 1 for
Makes sense.
For the guards, Eastern guards. Then it's Kyrie.
Makes a ton of sense.
James Harden.
Kyrie, man, people still love him, Mr. Flat Earth.
Jaylen Brown. Zach LaVine at 5.
Hey, let's go. Start
Trae Young. Colin Sexton. Derrick Rose.
I love how these guys are getting all the votes over all the big men. Like, that just shows you it's a guard
these
league.
These are just the guards.
Oh, okay. I got you. Well, do they have like a collective?
Like put together?
Yeah.
I don't have it pulled up. I just have the front court and the back court.
Corner 3 from the Hawks. Let's go.
It looks like votes for the East, Kevin Durant leads it with the most.
That makes more sense.
And then it goes Giannis, and then Embiid, and then it's Beal.
Okay, no real surprises there, right?
Jason Tatum actually looks like he's at like 7 or 8 in voting. Good. So maybe he'll get in that starting lineup then. I don't have him in the starting lineup. I have Brown in just because he's played more games and Tatum was out, and I think Brown has been the elite production so far. But as you'll see, the votes aren't going to be there for him because it is a name brand. It is a name brand sport. So that's just funny because Tatum he's just played less games. On the other side, I'll give you my starting 5 for Western Conference. I'll go Curry, Doncic, and then LeBron, Jokic, Leonard. Nice and simple.
Yeah, so give me Jokic, give me Kawhi, give me Steph, and then I'm trying to get creative with the other 2.
Dame.
LeBron James, I got to do it. LeBron James. So Jokic, LeBron, Kawhi, Curry. Let's try to get creative at the 2.
Instead of Luka, you could go Dame, Morant, Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, see, I want to say Dame because that's my guy, but I'm going to go Donovan Mitchell. What they're doing in Utah is awesome, and I think it's a lot of it's on his back. So I'm going to go Donovan Mitchell. Give me Curry, Mitchell, Kawhi, LeBron, and Jokic. Jokic should be like the biggest home run of all of them, in my opinion.
Right. And then 10th at guards, you want to guess who it is?
10th at guard. Kobe White, let's go.
No.
No, it's not. LaMelo?
No.
At guard. 10th at guard in the West.
You never know. LaMelo might all of a sudden creep in there at this point. He's going bananas.
10th at guard in the West. Is it a rookie?
No, he's not even playing.
Oh, Klay Thompson. Shit.
Yeah.
Should have known. As soon as you said that, yeah, absolutely known it. I would have been sitting here all day like,
right.
Kelly Oubre. No, absolutely wrong.
Wrong.
Absolutely wrong.
Again.
Any other pleasant surprises up there? I mean, that's not really pleasant, but hey, shout out Klay Thompson. We still love you, brother.
For sure. You got Carmelo at 10 for the front court.
That's another name brand thing.
I feel like that's a reach.
Why is someone getting?
I'm surprised to see Wiggins on it too.
Like, why is someone getting on their computer and going and voting for Carmelo Anthony for an All-Star? Like, what are you stands doing? Like late at night? Like, I don't get it, man. What do these players get for being in the All-Star game? You mentioned earlier that LeBron may not even play. He may just be like, nah, I'm staying home. Sorry, y'all stink. You're stinkers.
Right.
Do they get anything? They get like a bonus or something? Because I feel like
get a bonus. I would think so.
I feel like Carmelo Anthony is like Travis Scott, like, on some YouTube replays. Like, yeah, we need some extra YouTube cash, so let's go on that replay machine. I feel like Carmelo Anthony's like in the same boat. Like, he wants that MTV la money. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. I don't understand where that's coming from. I mean, at the same time, we're talking about Klay Thompson being 10th and voting for guards, but Klay Thompson's he's a different animal.
Christian Wood's on there. I like that.
Christian Woods is on there. I was saying earlier that I was praying for Chris Paul to come to Chicago. Woods was the counterpart that I wanted with him.
Oh, I would have loved to get him too.
Oh my God. Chris Paul, Zach LaVine, Evan Porter at 3, Markkanen at 4, Woods at 5. Oh, mercy. I would have loved it. But no. I would have taken Porter off the bench and put Williams at starting in the 3 spot there. That team would have been beautiful.
Right.
Ugh, beautiful. Can't have it. Can't have nice things in Chicago. We have to have young, bright, shiny toys that don't do anything, or whatever. They only, do well for so long, right? They're very streaky, these young kids. Whatever. All right. So we went through the All-Star voting. Let's jump into the MVP and Rookie of the Year race. You got those odds pulled up? I know LeBron and Embiid are 1-2. What are some value plays after Embiid and LeBron? You still like
pulling it up here,
like a Steph Curry or a Luka Doncic? I'd
go Curry right now over Doncic, but
I think Curry needs a trade still to happen. Like that roster needs an upgrade in a hurry. They're missing Clay. It's a big hole there, but there's been some off nights, we'll say, from Curry and company, and like he's slipping Curry, like his production. Like he was number 1 in true shooting percentage his first 12 or 13 games. He's number 11 now, through the next 10 or 12 games. So he's slipping a little bit his production. The efficiency isn't there as well. He was number 4 in the league. Now he's number 9 or 10. So, and that's not just because of him. It's also because of the roster that's around him, right? They don't have a ton of depth. You can't rely on Eric Paschall every night to put up respectable numbers. Same thing. We never know what we're going to get out of Kelly Oubre. It's tough for me to put Curry up there. I mean, the name, it should be there, that brand, that value, but I don't know if his supporting cast gets it done for him. What do you think?
Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be he's going to need a lot of 40-point nights to really make a run at it. But like you said, you never know with that guy. He can get hot and stay hot.
Between the two, between Luka and Curry, which one of them is more likely to just carry their team to an MVP performance? Because they both don't have the supporting cast. You think Luka?
I would say Luka, but
just because of the stats.
Exactly, and that's what matters.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in the MVP, if you're not going to have the team success, if they're going to give it to a guy like Luka or Curry over Embiid or LeBron,
I think their team's Dallas is better than Golden State right now, in my opinion. It might not show in their record right now.
It definitely doesn't.
I like their team as a whole, the way their team is put together. I like that. I think they have, decent depth compared to Golden State. But, what do I know? We'll see what happens at the end of the season. Also, another guy, if you want to take a really deep dart throw, I don't know what it's cashing out at, but Jaylen Brownsworth will look there. He's been having some great nights.
What about Tatum?
Right now, I think Jaylen Brown's having a better season than Tatum is.
I agree. But we just pulled up the All-Star voting. Tatum's number 7.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about the voting. It's just a popularity contest.
But so is the MVP conversation.
Exactly.
The year Derrick Rose won the MVP, it was a popularity contest. It was just because he was the trendiest thing in the sport, right. Potentially in all sports at the time. Like he was just a firecracker, right? So It is kind of a trendy pick still, or trendy award, we'll say.
You honestly can't go wrong with taking LeBron James there. I know the odds aren't in your favor for cashing out unless you put a ton of money down on it.
Right.
But LeBron has something to prove with Brady winning another one. He wants to you can laugh at it if you want, but LeBron.
I know it.
LeBron wants to get him back and be like, I want that greatness too.
I suppose so. And, greatness recognizes greatness and all that. And, you see one guy doing it, you're like, hell, I'm way younger than him. I can.
Exactly.
Why can't I keep playing to that age? I think LeBron, he just always tries to bite off more than he can chew. I always talk about this all the time about he wants to always play hero ball. And that's why he is always going to be a candidate for the MVP. And also, of course, the name brand will always be there. But I think he is legitimately playing MVP basketball right now. I agree with that. So I believe, yes, he should be the odd favorite. I just like Embiid's numbers more. I like his production more. But at the end of the day, popularity combined with production, that's why LeBron is the favorite. And I don't hate throwing a few shekels on him to win this award. Right now, the way things are going, if the season ends the way it is right now, he will win it. Hands down. He will win it because his team is very successful. They've won 8 of their last 10, 8-2 in their last 10. They've won 5 in a row, and it's been on the back of his production. It's because he is putting up those elite scoring numbers, those elite distribution numbers. A lot of rebounds too, man. Like he's always good for 6 to 8 assists or rebounds every night. He just takes his pick with how he's going to beat you that night. And maybe it's based off of like how he wants to play. Maybe he wants to, leave a little bit more in the tank, play a little bit more with the reserves, right? Distribute more than he tries to, bury points. By all means, whatever it is to keep your ass in the lineup, keep doing it. Because that's the difference between him and Davis right now is Davis is resting more games. That's it. And to be perfectly honest, Davis isn't having the 2021 that he was having in 2020. His production was a lot, better last year. It's still great. It's just that it was more elite last year.
Yeah.
He would be the guy I would say was, bringing home the bacon for the Lakers last year.
For sure.
He was the reason why they were successful and made the run that they did to the playoffs last season. This year, I have to say it's LeBron. In my humble opinion.
LeBron won't pass the ball, man. Pass the ball.
All right, right now I got the Hawks and Dallas tied. Oh, nope. Clint Capella just stuffed in the paint. You don't get to say that all the time. So got stuffed at the basket there. Let's move over to ads and drops right now. Go over some popular names that are being added in fantasy.
Okay.
Top name right now, my guy, Ricky Rubio. Is it worth it?
No.
I know. I agree. I don't know why.
He's just not getting enough usage.
I mean, D'Lo's out tonight. I have to imagine that's why he's getting some love right now.
Yeah. I mean, it might be a one to 2 day thing, a week at most. But he's just not doing enough for a roster spot on your team. I mean, if it's at the very end of your bench and you want some assists, go ahead.
If you need a spot start and you're struggling for assists, I will allow it for today. And that's about it. Like, he's a one start. He's a pump and dump player right now in fantasy. What is it? Last game, 7 assists. Great. That's awesome.
The only problem is that you have to worry about is he turns the ball over a lot too. So
he didn't turn over the ball in the last game, and he actually had 4 steals. So that's great. But the previous game, 1 steal, 3 turnovers. Game before that, 3 steals, 4 turnovers. Had 8 assists too. He's just very sporadic. He's a one category, one-dimensional player, and that's not what you need in fantasy. You always, even when you're scraping the waivers, you want a guy that has an edge to him, has 2 to 4 categories that he can burn off. Rubio doesn't have it. Pump and dump player.
Drilled a 3.
Who did?
4-point play. Trey just hit a 4-point play here.
I like it. I still got Porzingis back the other way on a 1-1, tying it up at 48. So you're ahead of me. Next up, I got here Frank Mason III. I'm going to say solid grab right now.
Solid pickup.
Yeah, grab him. He's with the Orlando Magic. He's a point guard. If you didn't know, he's kind of a deeper name. But what is it? 11-7-4, 10-4-4. The last 2 games. The game before that was his first appearance, and he was 4-1-4. But he's earning more playing time. Your guy Cole Anthony, he got hurt. He should be getting some more minutes here in the next couple of games. Coming off a 33-point game and 26 minutes the game before that. So start him until there's a reason not to.
Yep.
Kendrick Nunn back in the conversation. I'm going to say to stay away. I'm not really that pleased with the production. It's been better. What do you think?
I like him more than Rubio, especially with Dragic out.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, if Dragic is out tonight, then I would definitely say to fire him up.
Yep,
Paul Millsap.
Dragic out.
Paul Millsap, everybody's on it, Blake. I said you got to pick him up today because it's his birthday. It's his birthday today. He went 14-5 his last 2 games, 14-5, and won his last 2 games. So I love it. We'll grab you some blocks, grab you some rebounds. I need more rebounds than I do points, so I hope that he's just hungry on the glass tonight after he eats some birthday cake. Daniel Gafford for the Bulls. No. Thad Young or bust for the Bulls, and honestly, I'm saying to stay away from both. I'm not a fan of either, to be honest with you. Juan Toscano Anderson.
I like him. I would pick him up if you need a spot.
He's a pump and dump guy, though. Yeah, he's still a pump and dump guy. I like him. He's been on my roster in this week, but he's also been off my roster. Add drop. 11-8-3, 8-11-2 last couple of games, but the game before that 2-10-2. You get the rebounds, but the points may not always be there.
Right.
Kyle Kuzma, I dropped him a while ago, but I think I might need to take a look at grabbing him again. Coming off a double-double, 11-10-2.
Especially with Davis out.
14-6-1. Yeah, tonight, I like it. He's a good start. He'll probably be in the starting lineup tonight with LeBron moving down to the 4.
He didn't start last game with Davis out, so.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
I think either Morris or Torton Hucker started.
Torton Hucker. That's your secret weapon.
Horton
Tucker. THT.
Torton Hucker.
I like THT. That's simple. That helps. I lost my guys here. All right, the drops. Kendrick Nunn also leading the drops. People are picking him up just as much, or dropping him as fast as they pick him up.
Filling him in for a spot real quick.
Naz Reid is one of those guys. He had 29 points just 3 games ago, but not a guy that I'm interested in grabbing.
If you're desperate, I don't hate
it. What do you think about D'Anthony Melton for Memphis?
Same thing that we're talking about. Just if you need somebody to fill in a spot, and hopefully get you some points and maybe some assists. Hopefully not a lot of turnovers. Yeah.
I'm gonna say stay away. David Nwaba, he's an easy drop right now. He was hot for a while, but clearly run cold. Let's see, Matisse Thaible, another one. Always see him getting added. I don't know why.
He gets in foul trouble. I've never really liked him as a player. So.
He's a gritty player. He can get you steals. He plays defense, but I always see people adding him. And it's just like you're using an ad spot for steals. Like you just need to have guys that get steals in general.
Yeah.
You know who I like, who I think we should roster again, is Elfrid Payton for the Knicks. Playing with Derrick Rose, he was 18-5-4.
Right.
That's weird.
The Knicks, as weird as it sounds, they might sneak into that 8th spot.
I wouldn't hate it. They're not going to go anywhere with it, but I mean, that's exactly what Thibodeau will do. He'll get you to the playoffs with a chippy team, and everybody's going to be dead ass tired. Apparently, Thibodeau. I was listening to this on the radio the other day. Ooh, the Hawks are up by 8. Let's go, Blake. Let's go. Almost a break time covering that spread. I was listening to this on the radio the other day. Tom Thibodeau, apparently, he went around and just watched other coaches coach. Like he was just sitting in on practices and stuff. And he was like, man, he figured this out. Like he can't be as hard on his players. He can't run them up as many minutes. Check the minutes on all these guys. I guarantee it's ridiculous. Well, Elfrid Payton played 27 minutes with Derrick Rose.
He's not playing Mitchell Robinson much at all. It doesn't seem like.
Well, that's dumb.
I don't know if it's because he gets in foul trouble or what.
Mm-hmm. Dallas just turned it over again. Loving it. Yeah, I don't know. They'll probably sneak out that 8 seed. I wouldn't doubt it at all.
Speaking of foul trouble, Luka must be in foul trouble. I don't see him on the court.
Well, it's the end of the second quarter here. I mean, I see Trey out there, but I don't see Porzingis out there either. So I think that's how they're running the unit down there. Apparently,
okay.
I don't like it. I don't like it either. Not a fan of it. Let's see how it works out for him, Cotton.
Up 2 minutes left in the half. Put LeBron on the bench.
Good call.
Okay, like what the hell?
Yeah. All right, it's enough of the waiver wire ads. We'll close out the show here. Did you see the Mark Cuban Ted Cruz tiff on the social media?
I heard some talk about Cuban. What is he doing right now?
So it's over the anthem. The Dallas Mavericks.
Oh yeah, no anthem. Yep.
They have not played the national anthem all season, and now they've announced that they don't plan to play it whatsoever for the remainder of the season, and it could stretch into the future. And of course, when asked why, they said, "Well, it doesn't provide the opportunity for controversy in the game. One, and two, if our players are going to kneel, why bother? What's the point of it? Let's take away the distraction and do something else. They can do moments of silence for whatever. If the players want to prop up any of their charities or Black Lives Matter or whatever, they have the opportunity to do so. It's a players' league anyways, and that's why they said they do it. Like that's the team stance. This is for our players. This is it's pretty much based off of their opinion, which translates to the club's opinion, and that's it, right? So yeah, Ted Cruz goes on a rant about how I support all these other teams. Like I support the Rangers and the Rockets and the Dallas Mavericks and this, that, and the other. And Mark Cuban's like, no, you don't. Like, shut up. Like you're a dumbass. Like you're turning this into a socio-political debate.
Exactly.
And if you want to do that, sure, let's do that. And they were just going back and forth with it. It was hilarious in my opinion. Mark Cuban for president. What do you think?
Yeah, wouldn't be the strangest thing that's ever happened, right?
Does he have your vote? Does Mark Cuban have your vote, Blake?
Oh, absolutely. I'd vote for Cuban.
I'm in, man.
I've always liked the guy.
Cuban.
Now, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised at all if he ran ever. So
take a break from the basketball, man. Take a break from the Shark Tank a little bit.
He's a pretty busy guy, though.
He's still my favorite shark in the tank, by the way. He's a very honest shark. He's always pissing off the other sharks because he gives the person in the tank it's like, hey, you should not take this offer right now. This is terrible for you. This is going to ruin your life, and you don't own a business anymore after you leave this room if you say yes to these two people who are about to steal your dreams. Yeah, I'm always a Mark Cuban guy, so I was loving this. It was very entertaining. I've never been a Ted Cruz guy, so Mark Cuban for president. I was loving it. Hopefully he continues the attacks on Twitter. I hope he doesn't stand down. All right. Well, that was TITTH number 106. You got anything to close it out with, Blake?
Everybody have a great weekend. If it's snowing or cold, don't go outside. I'm not.
You said it's going to be negative what? Minus 54 with the wind chill?
Negative 55 on Saturday. I'm not going outside. God. I'm going to make sure I have groceries. I'm not going anywhere.
I'm going on a little trip. I'm going to go to the ocean. I know it's a weird thing to say right now in February, but it's super cheap to stay on the water.
Florida?
No, going to Ocean City, Maryland. It's on the boardwalk. It's like literally on the ocean. So that's just going to be it. Just going to.
What are you going to do there?
Just chill out. Just gonna, hang out, put down the computer for a weekend, put down the phone for a little bit, just chill, R&R. That's it. Gonna watch some fights probably, watch some sports a little bit, hang out with the lady, and just have a good time.
Nice.
Make some good food. Yeah, just a little trip. We got Valentine's Day this weekend. Hopefully you and your lady have a good time. The kid doesn't bug you too much. Stay warm. We'll be celebrating that, and our anniversary is next month, and my birthday is next month. So it's a bundle. It's a bundle trip.
It is.
You gotta put in all the celebrations, and it's cheaper this month than next month. So you know how that goes. Airbnbs and whatnot.
See this guy behind me?
I did not. Hey, fella. My cats are no longer in the show, unfortunately. Gandalf would make appearances in the first season when he was a kitten. no longer the case. I've got the studio, as it were, now. Before, it was like just like in the middle of our living room, and he'd be like hopping up. I'm like, motherfucker, get out of here. There's like knocking off like my little bottle of water, my soda, next to me, just like knocking it over. Like, you little bastard, stop that. Like, had to put the coffee on the table after that. So, all right. Well, good stuff, Blake. Good seeing you. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. We will see you next week. Same time, 7:35 Club. Take care. Be well. And if you can't, be good. And if you can't be good at it. Take care.
Yeah. See ya.